All right, guys, good to see you. Let's get through this so you guys can go out and enjoy a beautiful Saturday.
What were your thoughts on maybe the first 10 minutes with just the back and forth?
This is how these games go. You know, you always start out 0-0, and the other team has as much of a right to competing and winning as you do. So, Norfolk State's a program that that they have a lot of success. They have a lot of pride. They win a lot of games. So I knew it was going to be tough. I didn't have in my I don't know, the basketball bingo card of them coming out and playing a line in 3 defense. I've seen the diamond, the box in 1, the triangle in 2, but they played a line in 3, and so it just took our guys a little bit, kind of a few possessions to kind of figure out what was going on.
You figured that defense or that scheme had a lot to do with you guys getting to the line as much as you did, or is it?
There was a lot of space to operate inside, and there was big gaps in there because when you're kind of face guarding 3 perimeter players, it creates some huge gaps, and it's not a standard defense by any means, but it makes you a little bit uncomfortable and you have to figure out. But we just got the ball inside at the rim a lot of times, and it put a lot of pressure on them.
Can you talk about the progress of Pulis, given the game experience too, missing last year?
Yeah, Mo is getting better. I think he's really impacted some of our bigger games. I'm really happy with where he's at defensively and on the glass. Those are 2 areas we really wanted to establish with him. And he's always been a good offensive player, so, I've never really been panicked there. It's just a matter of, him getting some opportunities, us finding him finishing shots, making free throws. So for him to have a 20-point night, I think Rhino just told me it's our 6th guy already this season to have 20 points, so that's a good sign.
Kind of going off of that defensively, is it just better positioning, just knowing where to be compared to last year for him, the development defensively?
A little bit. Just a little bit valuing it. Understanding how important it is when you're the center on a defense. You can be like an anchor, to the defense, and you have so much size at the rim. You kind of impact the game in the paint and on the glass, and it's just understanding how important that is, and it allows us to kind of tilt some coverages, to his size a little bit, where maybe you can get more aggressive in certain areas, understanding you have a big guy kind of waiting behind things.
What are some of the biggest areas of growth for Tobey going from year 1 to year 2?
I think Tobey, just his fluidity as a basketball player continues to improve. His ability just to find his rhythm in the games, is really improved. He's, Tobey's obviously a warrior. And he's a beast, and he really impacts these games. And the beautiful thing about him is he's one of those guys you don't have to run plays for. He finds the ball, he finds opportunities, and that's really valuable. And it's just a great insurance policy, at both ends of the floor how he rebounds.
Can you talk about that, the 1-2 punch of Mo and
Yeah, I think they're really good. I'll let somebody else be the judge if they're the best bigs in the country, but I don't have any doubt, any night that we can go up against anybody. And just the physical combination of those 2 guys, I think, really wears on you. There really is, each has different strengths, but force and physicality, is part of their pedigree. And so I just think it's just kind of the other team. It's got to be difficult to play against when there's really no plays off.
So I don't know if that was just a random thing, or has he got a little more
No,
range?
listen, I've told Mo. I even told him yesterday. He's really worked on his shooting. I told Mo, you're just not getting a lot of opportunities. It doesn't mean you can't shoot one, but I think, when you've worked on something really hard like he has with his shooting, he needs to kind of double down on it right now and work out some practice. Maybe it doesn't show in games yet, but when it is game ready, let's really have it game ready. And so I literally told him that yesterday. Let's stay on it with your workouts and your shooting and your technique, and really tighten it up. I don't want it to loosen. And then we kind of have to re-tighten it up, when we get back to another good swing of player development.
What's the preliminary word on Nevon? You didn't come back.
I think he rolled his ankle. He rolled his ankle trying to split a gap. He must have stepped on a foot. I didn't see it. So, I'm hopeful he'll play, next week, but we'll see.
You guys, did he go for MRIs or whatever you guys, X-rays?
I haven't heard any of that. I'm not aware of that.
You completed a perfect November. The women's basketball team is also perfect. Football team won 5 games in November.
Yeah.
They got the naming rights stadium. The triathlon team won the national championship for the second straight year. What are your thoughts on all the
I
success?
mean, I think it's great. I'm really proud of, my colleagues and the success they're having. There's a lot of work behind the scenes with our administration to make these things happen. So I'm happy. I'm happy. But for me, I'm still in build mode. Just where I'm at personally. I know we have a long road ahead of us. So I'm happy for everyone else's success. But for us and our program, we want to have a long-term approach to this season, and we want to be playing our best basketball, incrementally over the course of the season. But obviously really happy for Brent. I mean, he's a good friend of mine, and he's just a great guy, and I know he's been through a lot, and to see him come out on top just really says something about his character and him as a man. So just really proud of him and what he's done.
There might be some testy moments in upcoming games. Can you share what you said to Dwayne in that moment?
I mean, I told him we don't do that, at Arizona. And he said he was protecting his teammate, and my responses to him is I don't think Koa needs a protector. I think he's fine. And the games get chippy, but you got to stay classy. You have a choice in those moments, and the choice should always be stay classy. There's nothing wrong with pushing it to the line, emotionally, physically, but at the end of the day, it's an easy choice. Stay classy. And I was just making sure he heard that message from me loud and clear.
Did you have time, did you have a chance to watch some of the basketball over the last few games? Great basketball, a lot of good teams. You guys
For sure. I mean, I don't have a lot of hobbies, so yeah, I watch a lot of basketball.
What was your impression of some of the great games and teams?
I mean, there's a lot of really good teams out there, and obviously, we've had maybe some attention-grabbing moments, that people, have maybe anointed us maybe a little bit too early, and other teams had some attention-grabbing moments, and maybe they got anointed. And at the end of the day, to be honest with you, none of us know what things look like in 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. So you got to stay the course. You got to stay the course, and there's nothing wrong with being, excited and optimistic about where you're at, but I just know this, false hope and optimism don't get a lot of results. So we're just going to stay focused on the work.
What is Evan brought to you?
Who?
Evan Nelson.
Evan's been great. He's really helped us in practice, and I could be giving him more minutes. I mean that's my fault, and I'll own that. But the purpose behind it is, we have 4 freshmen, and we're trying to get those guys ready for some tough upcoming games, and trying to get them ready for a tough conference. So I'm trying to give them every opportunity I can to get those repetitions that matter. And Evan is a great teammate and a great person. And I mean, I don't know if he loves it, but I think he understands what we're doing. And to me, that's really important. So I love having him, and he's really, really, really helped us in practice. And it's just to have a guy like that running point on your scout team that can be aggressive and simulate other things and play at the level is really important.
This will be the longest stretch between games that you've had between now and Auburn, and then you'll do it again for Alabama. The value of those times for the practice.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, the practice is important and preparation's important, but so is having game rhythm. So we just got to figure out that fine balance, of what those two things look like. And it's just sometimes kind of how your schedule breaks. You end up with, some gaps. A week-long gaps. Maybe once because of finals week, and maybe another one's just because, just the way the schedule broke, you couldn't find the right game, and so you just kind of, took a gap in your schedule, and you maybe threw it right through that game right before Christmas. I mean, like I said, it's a little bit of a tricky matrix figuring out that schedule. So
Taking a couple days off or sprinkling a day off here?
yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll take at least 2 days off before our next game. I don't know exactly when yet, but we will.
Will we hear from you before the Auburn game, or should we ask now about Auburn?
I don't know. I'm fine not doing a press conference. Like, I have no problem not doing a press conference. But we'll do a press conference this week for you guys. But my idea is I want football to kind of have their shine once we figure out, what bowl game they're in. I think that's really important. And, we have plenty of time, plenty of opportunities to get our shine down the line. And we're not a team that's begging for attention. But I do want to mention, obviously, John Alquist. I mean, a lot of you guys knew him a lot better than me. You know, my relationship with him was, you know, pretty fun. I didn't know who this guy was, but every time I come in the media room before the game, I'd get a Coke, sit down. I had this old guy who always had a quip or two for me and always had a smile, and just, you know, I really, you know, kind of those post-game moments, you know, I really enjoyed, you know, our interactions, and you know, guys like him are important. You know, I mean, they're the storytellers. You know, and you know, Steve and Bruce, you know, you guys are storytellers. You know, Greg, he's a great storyteller. I mean, and those are really important for, you know, for Tucson and for our culture. So I do appreciate you guys, even though I give you guys a hard time sometimes. But those stories are important. They're really important, and like they're stories I've learned that makes me, you know, deepens my connection to Arizona. So thank you guys for the storytelling. Thanks, John, for being a great guy and, you know, kind of a historian and an archivist and, you know, just a loyal Wildcat. I mean, I was, you know, when I saw that, you know, he had passed, you know, I asked Nate, I said, Nate, is that the old guy after every game that I'd have a Coke with? He said, yep. I'm like, wow. I mean, you know, I don't know exactly what happened, but it sounds like it was kind of surrounding the Yukon game. So I hope he got to the finish line. I hope he got to watch the end of that game. You know, that matters. All right, guys. Thank you, guys.
All right, questions for Koa and Mo?
Koa, you've been creating a lot of disruption on top of that press. What do you like? What are you liking about being up there, given those moments?
I mean, just being active up there. I'm kind of like the head of the snake, so you know, just my activity really helps the press, and just trying to get deflections as best as I can, and just hustle my butt off.
Mo, did it take you a couple games to just kind of get up to speed in the regular season games? I know you had some good moments in the exhibitions, but did it feel like you had to just really get your sea legs back?
I would say I just didn't play a whole last season, so just took a couple of games till I get comfortable to feel the game again. So yeah.
When do you think you got to that point where you feel like you're like all the way back into that?
I don't know.
No? How'd you feel today?
Great.
How was it with you and Milwaukee? Just 1-2 punch. Sometimes you're together, but sometimes you come and replace each other.
I think our front court is one of the best, if not the best in the country, and it's really hard when we just rotate and the other team's defenders just don't have a rest. When Tobe, Koa and me rotate, so I think it's just hard to defend us.
Tommy mentioned your growth defensively from last year to this year and just getting more reps on that side. Where have you seen yourself grow on the defensive end?
I would say in the drop coverage, like I used to do it, but I think now I'm getting better. Like we worked on some details in the off season and in this season, and just the footwork, I think, and just the feel in the defense.
Koa, when you're out there with either Mo or Tobe, can you even tell a difference, or do you feel like you're playing with the same kind of player next to you back there?
I mean, obviously they're two different type of players, but you know, when I have them with me on the court, I feel like we're gonna go out there compete, and they're both really good. So having them complement my game, I feel like it really helps me a lot. It helps me get open looks, you know what I mean, and it's easy to drop it off to them as well. And I think they're the best rebounders in the country.
Well, and you've had some moments this season where teams have kind of focused on you, and so having that value there of someone that you can take some of the attention away, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Mo and Toe, but I think the whole team, honestly, helps with that as well.
When you're out, Ko, what are you seeing? It seems like they're all three of you guys are pretty darn effective, but I mean, when you see those two guys.
Yeah, for sure. You know, Tobe's going to work his butt off, so is Mo. So to see them out there doing what they do, they've been doing that before I came here, so it's nothing new for them.
What was your guys' thoughts just tonight, today, the way you know, the way they were playing and the way you were getting to the line against them against that defense, or was there something you guys wanted to take advantage of?
We knew that they're this type of team. Like, they play scrappy defense, like a lot of hands. They play physical. They will come here to win. So we knew what's coming.
Coach, not specific to today, but can you talk about the freshman group and what makes them so special, you guys and your freshman group?
I think just the camaraderie, like off the court and on the court, we're all close to each other. Especially the seniors. I mean, they welcomed us with open arms, so that really made us want to come out here and work our butts off for them and the team. So I mean, I think we're really talented, and I think we can just keep getting better as the season goes along, and we're just going to keep getting better.
When Tommy was putting the group together, did you know some of the guys? You say, hey, look what he's doing. He's, you know,
Yeah, I mean, Dwayne called me and Braden when I was on my official visit, and he just told us that he wanted us to come play with him. And then I committed, and then I was recruiting Braden at McDonald's. So, I mean, McDonald's All-American, so we all kind of knew that we wanted to play with each other. And then I didn't really know much about Yvonne, but him coming over from overseas, he's been a really complimentary piece, and I'm excited for his growth as well. I think we're just going to all keep getting better.
Just a little bit more on Yvonne. You mentioned some of the players who got a ton of attention early on, and I don't think many people knew how good he was, just because he was overseas. But what has he brought to the team? And he started right away. I know he got hurt today, but big picture, what has he brought? And what makes him such a good player?
I mean, Yvonne plays with the edge. He's a dog. He plays really hard. He does all the little things, stretches the floor. 3-and-D, plays defense. I mean, he's a really good player. And like I said, he's just going to keep getting better, and I'm excited for his future.
What do you guys think? You got one game here, one game a week for the next couple of weeks. You plan on resting, working on parts of your game, or is there different things you can do with all this time ahead?
I think Coach probably said it. We're going to practice this week and keep getting better as a team. Personally, me, I'm going to go right after this, go shoot some free throws. Missed too many free throws this game, but yeah, I mean, we're just going to keep getting better this week and get ready for Saturday.
Does it feel different for you, especially you, Coach, because you guys started off with a bang, those 3 huge games, and then a bunch of other games, pretty busy, I would think, for your first month or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. It's been pretty busy. Now we get a week to rest and get back and tune our little things up and get ready for Saturday.
Well, do you have anything you'd like to do in the next couple weeks, the things you're working on, or catching up on schoolwork or rest or whatever, anything else to do?
We just have to clean up like the mistakes we did in the first half, especially in defense, and then just keep preparing for Auburn, like start the scouting and them.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.